Welcome to BitMart's live AMA session with Mad Viking Games. I'm Jason from BitMart, and today we have Daniel, the CEO of Mad Viking Games, and Soren, the product director. Thank you for joining us. Daniel has vast experience in project management and crypto. He's also been a crypto enthusiast since 2014. Before joining CryptoFear full-time, he was working at Danish Foreign Affairs, where he's been involved in projects including various presidents and the Queen of Denmark. Soren, he's a gaming specialist with a background in game development from Roskilde University, which gives him extensive knowledge of game mechanics and implementation. UX, game flow, visual presentation of the game are his top qualifications. He's got a broad network in esports, and he's been part of organizing some of Europe's biggest events. So really relevant backgrounds in what's building Mad Viking Games. This is a screenshot I pulled from that Mad Viking Games website. You can see that it's being built with Unreal Engine 5, really new tech. There are several game teasers in video format that I can't do their justice here. You should really check them out. They look like actual in-game footage instead of glorified trailers. The devs also promise no pay-to-win aspects. I'm a gamer myself, and that's important to me. But we'll hear from the team themselves today. The rules for the AMA haven't changed. Ask questions, and if your question is selected, win up to $40 worth of MVG each. We have 4 ways to participate. 2 are on YouTube, 2 are on Twitter. Please read the video description for details. Okay, so our first question, what is MVG and why did you create this project?
Well, MVG is, first of all, a game studio founded by Danes. All the project leaders are Danes, so we have tried to draw from Norse mythology in all our game content that way. And well, we primarily, everybody here in the office, this is one of our offices, are just we love to be world builders in that way, and create storylines, create worlds where you can immerse yourself into it. And that's what we love doing, and we're so deeply honored that we can combine it with crypto and NFTs, and we have received sufficient funds to do this, so every day meeting to work and do what we love doing. So that's definitely what my Viking teams are doing, and we're making 2 different games, one turn-based and one open world currently.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you just say this is just one of your offices? It almost looks like, it almost looks like our operations, except if it weren't for the screens, that looks like there's some graphics design going on.
Because we have over here, you can see there, it's like the programmers over here, and backline over here we have the game development line. Well, it expands over here, you can't see that. And in the middle, we have the design team and also marketing. And we have 2 other smaller offices, and another office like the side of this. So we're good in the works about in our development.
That's great. That's great. And you guys are also diving into NFTs. What makes your NFTs different from all the other NFTs that are being launched in the space?
Well, but to be honest, there's a huge gap between the game environment as a whole and the game environment within blockchain, and we want to surpass that, because if a blockchain game has to live and be adopted by ordinary gamers, then we need to have a level of quality that matches what the big studios produce, when it comes to quality. So that's why our NFT characters are gonna be AA level characters in quality, and we have allied ourselves with a certain industry partners in order to get that quality in our NFTs. Also, when we are building in Unreal Engine 5, that's really realistic environment, our NFTs has to match that's quality.
Great. And let's talk about the MVG token for a bit. What's the tokenomics behind it, and what are the utilities for it? How can when I buy it, what can I use it for?
Well, you can use it as several different in-game purposes since it's a utility token. So you can use it like on a marketplace when you if you have an NFT and want to sell it later on or want to buy more, then you can do it on an open marketplace with MVG tokens, and you can also like be a part of it in decision making. By if you stake it, you can generate a secondary token we have that's called gems. That's also an important token that's going to be used in different in-games scenarios. For example, to buy a clubhouse where you can hang around with your friends in an Unreal Engine 5 environment or some sort of land issues. Then you can use your gems that you have generated by staking MVG tokens, and all gems that like the company receives are burned. So all gems are burned in that way when they're used, spent. So we won't like land should not be to those who can just purchase it and just buy a million land. Land in our game, we want it to be accessible for the long-term holders of MVG tokens, like a reward for those people.
Mm-hmm.
We also recently made 86% token burn of our total supply.
Oh, wow.
Reducing the total supply to 14 billion MVG tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that also came from the team pool. And if the price keeps rising, then of course in future we might burn even more team tokens, because what we want is not like that the team just have infinite funds of MVG tokens. We want to have sufficient to be economic free to do what we like to do, to build worlds and games.
Mm-hmm. The 86% token burn, that's quite pretty sizable. Is that reflected on your white paper, or have you guys released news regarding that?
We reflected we said that we were going to make a token burn, but we made like 10% more than we originally announced, and we published a Medium article explaining the new tokenomics after the token burn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and let's talk about your partnerships. How do your partners play a role for this MVG project?
Yeah, we have like we have a broad network of different partners. That each one, there's some projects that just have 1 million partners, and it looks really awesome when you look at their website. You just scroll one partner after another. But we will try to like be very selective about our partners, because we want like them to each partner to contribute to something specific. For example, we want our characters to be as realistic as possible, just in game and also outside of the game as a part of the marketing and the marketplace. So our partners is going to add that realism to it, but we will have like as it is now, no one else in the NFT environment is going to have the same level of realism as our NFTs. Of course, that demands a lot of work, and we're working here minimum 45 hours a week in this office in order to make that happen, and a lot of details are going to put into it. But yeah, our partners primarily is product oriented, because we believe if we create amazing product as first, then everything else will hopefully fall in place. So yeah, our partners are product oriented.
Yeah. We have a lot of questions in the comments section right now about staking your token. Could you just tell us about your staking program?
Yeah. You need at least 500,000 MVG tokens in order to be able to stake. You can hold them passively in the Vechain 4 wallet, so you don't have to like transfer your MVG tokens to anywhere. You can just have it there and then subscribe to the staking program. So that's because we want to, like, a lot of people are nervous when you have to stake and transfer it to a third-party place or wallet. So we want to keep it as simple as possible, as easy as possible to stake, and also like keep the security of the Vechain 4 mobile wallet. So that's why we have done it that way. It won't be 100% passive staking, because you need to have your MVG tokens in your wallet and then subscribe online to the staking program. But that's like a 3 clicks effort.
Right. And what are some of the challenges so far that building this project?
Or I can take that.
Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest challenges actually been like using Unreal 5 engine, because it's still in beta. Like it's soon out of beta at least. But it's been a challenge like just for the general development. But like the reason we choose Unreal Engine was because we kind of wanted like using the bleeding edge technology, because we really want to like be competitive with the general gaming industry, like being future-proofed. And as far as now, like Unreal Engine really achieves that. So I think it's worth the effort.
Just a quick answer to some of the questions coming in from our audience. MVG token is already available on BitMart, so that's where you can buy them. MVG NFTs, I think, is it available for purchase on your website?
We're going to launch our marketplace by end of the third quarter, of first quarter, yeah. And then there will first batch of our NFTs will be purchasable there. We also have some other surprises that's gonna be launched in connection with our opening of our marketplace. So it's gonna be a really exciting moment for that.
Great. Couple more questions before we start taking specific ones from our audience. Our next one in line, MVG ended pre-sale in October and got listed on BitMart in January. What's the roadmap like? What's next?
Yeah, well, we're really happy about our collaboration with BitMart and look forward to evolve that in other ways. And yeah, we also hope that when our marketplace opens and our AA level NFTs comes out and people can see the awesomeness that we already know that's on its way, then our marketplace and our community will grow accordingly. So that's really what we're looking for, like short term, looking forward to. Of course, our game release and our staking program also a really good thing to look forward to.
Right. I think I read about this gems staking program, not just MVG. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. Well, when you can stake gems, and then you can use it for different purposes. Of course, those who have MVG tokens, they would be the main producers. Us, our company, we won't sell any MVG token or any gems tokens. So all the gems that are in circulation are in the hand of the private stakers in that way, and that's going to be a huge part of the in-game economy in that way, and voting rights as well. And we want to like be able to make different game development proposals, and then you can with your gems that you have generated by staking or bought, then you can use them for, I want a special NFT inside the game or special place made that way, and then we will just include it in the game development.
And where can we just keep up to date with your project's development? Community links, where should we be looking at?
Yeah, I think the most active community parts are on our Discord and our Twitter profile. And we also have a Telegram that was like the first social media we had, where a lot of OGs are, and they're really also excited about the project. And like all our team members, like that here in the office, they actively read the Telegram and the Discord, and some of the comments are really motivating when they read it. Like so that's also important. If you post good comments at our Telegram, Discord, it motivates these guys to do an even greater work. Also, we also have our Reddit, where we every week post a development update, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Great. Yeah. If you want to send us those links, we'll put it in the video description. our first question from our audience, I think just reflecting on the 86% token burn from Ravindu. Doesn't this massive token burn affect the players in the game because there's so little amount left?
Yeah, in a sort of way, but it has to be like, because there's still a lot of tokens in circulation, and we think we have hit a fine balance with after the burn, and essentially the price will accommodate according to that, and that's way. So I think it's a nice balance we have with gems tokens and MVG tokens.
Mm-hmm. And our next follow-up question from Father Elijah states that your light paper reads, there are two types of tokens, MVG and gems. MVG has a total supply of 14 billion tokens after the 86% burn, and the government's token gem, what's that number on in terms of supply?
Okay, the terms of the supply is 100 billion gems tokens, but since it's been generated by staking at a low rate, it's like it's gonna take like 50 years to go through that amount supply. And I think, okay, if people in 50 years still are playing our game, it's awesome. But to be realistic, I think in 50 years something else has come out that other than Unreal Engine 5. But yeah, and every time it's used, the gems are burned. So that's also constantly when they are generating gems. On the other hand, like the demand burns gems. So we hope to find some sort of equilibrium between the generation of gems and the burning of gems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to stay realistic, and maybe at that time you're not generating gems anymore. You're generating something else, another subset of tokens. Our next question is from Chudnovsky. You mentioned in the dev updates for the turn-based game cards, stamina and character respawn. If you could just elaborate on those and give us an idea of how these will be used in the game. Yeah. So game cards, stamina, and character respawn.
Well, in short, our stamina is actually because you can kind of activate your character, and that takes, like, whenever a character makes an attack, he uses some stamina. So it's like a combination of being able to cast your card that costs mana, and then making the attack that costs stamina. So it's like a two-pronged mechanism. And the other part of the question was?
That was basically game cards, stamina, and character respawn. So like
character respawn. Yeah, character respawn is like when a character dies. It's because in the end we want to keep this game less snowballing. So we have this mechanism as when a character dies, he actually respawns, and the win condition is based on like something else that drains. So that you can, with one life left, you still have a working team and have a chance for that great comeback. Because I feel like one of the big things in competitive esports, it's the comeback, the comeback mechanism. So that's a big thing in the design philosophy. Yeah.
Nice. Our next question from Awalabi Sunday. In order for this project to succeed, as many people must participate in this game. I think people who don't own these NFTs should be able to enjoy the game. Is that possible? Do I have to purchase your NFT in order to have a character, or is there an easier on-ramp for people who aren't in crypto or NFTs?
Of course, we want as many, especially with our turn-based game that's going to be more competitive. We want as many as people to be able to join. So maybe beside the NFTs that will give the full effect, we might have someone somewhere else to join the competitive part of the games. In that way, in order so a broader variety of gamers has access to it. Also, since we have an esports partnership with one of the biggest organizers in Europe, which will launch our esports-based turn-based game. It needs to be more accessible as possible, and we hope that access will draw even more attention to NFTs in general, blockchain, and also I try to drag ordinary gamers into this environment.
Great. We'll take 2 more questions. 1 bonus questions. These are all from the, I think, Vechain community, from sports school. Basically, why did you choose to launch on Vechain?
Well, we have been Vechain holders for a very long time, since before they got their own mainnet when it still was on Ethereum, and we know this network and know what they have plans for the future, where they're very serious project in that way, and we knew that they were expanding their view on NFTs and the ecosystem, and also recently Vechain reduced their transaction fee with 99% in order to promote more projects to be built on Vechain. So that's definitely some of the reason, and we know that's such a strong ecosystem and within the Vechain. So we have received incredible support from the community, the Vechain community. So that's probably one of the main reason why we chose Vechain.
All right. Our last question from audience from Vechain Tim. Is this game comparable to an open world game like Runescape?
RuneScape?
Yeah, like how does it
every
compare?
open world game is comparable to RuneScape. So yes,
Right.
you can do kind of the same things, but it's also a bit different. So it's not going to be the same level of grind. Well, that's a maybe negative way of put it, but of course there will be this gathering of material and stuff. But of course it's comparable, though it will be an Unreal 5, so it will in that degree be not comparable at all. It's gonna be way prettier. But of course there's gonna be grind, but we are trying to aim at a less intense, a more what's it called, more playing the game than farming the game. But of course that aspect is when you say open world, you say item gathering, farming and stuff. So of course.
Awesome. Yeah, that's all the questions, all the time we have for today. Man Viking Games is a company that's making games in this amazing graphical quality that the Unreal Engine 5 allows. And they've got a marketplace with high-end realistic NFTs coming out, scheduled to be released this quarter. The token has been available on BitMart since January. To learn more, please visit madvikinggames.com. They mentioned there's a couple more community links on Discord, Twitter, and so we'll include those in the video description as well. Please go check them out. Thank you, Daniel and Soren, for coming on today to discuss about your project. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.